Scientists took a photon, a particle of light. This is the stuff that atoms are made of. They took a single photon. They wanted to create two identical photons, so they took the one and broke it into two separate photons so that each one would have identical properties. And those two photons, they isolated into a chamber, and from this chamber they used fiber optic cables moving in opposite directions, and one cable went 7 miles to a town 7 miles away. The other cable went 7 miles to another town 7 miles away. From the place where these photons began, each of the photons was shot 7 miles in opposite directions, so when they reached their targets, they were 14 miles apart, and this is where the experiments actually began. Because what the scientists found was whatever they did to one of the photons in one location, in one moment in time, the other photon acted like it was having exactly the same experience at exactly the same moment in time. They used atomic clocks to tell them how long it took, how much time did it take for the information to move from one photon to the other. And this is where the problems began, because the atomic clock said the time was 0. There was no lag time. It was instantaneous. This breaks the rules of Einstein's theory of relativity. Relativity says that nothing can travel faster than the speed of light. For the two photons to have exactly the same experience at exactly the same time with no lag time means that somehow the information had to move from point A to point B instantaneously, faster than the speed of light. This is where the problems began. So the behavior of the photons is a problem for conventional physics. Those photons are defying the laws of conventional physics. However, they conform to the laws of relativity. And this is where the experiment becomes very relevant to everything that we're talking about when we talk about this matrix of energy. What the experiment tells us is that particles that are once joined physically remain linked energetically even though they are physically separated from one another. Two photons were once a single photon. Even though they were split into two separate photons, energetically they were connected. The term is called entanglement, quantum entanglement. And what it means is that whatever is happening to one of those photons in one place, whether it's 14 miles from the other one, on the other side of the planet, or on the other side of the universe, is irrelevant. They are entangled, and they will always reflect the exact same parameters in one that are happening to the other.